let's get into the issue with white allies, okay? And look, y'all know that I am all in the spirit of being fair. Maybe it's not all self proclaimed white allies, but I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely the vast majority of them, all right? Now, we're going to get into this, and we're going to end up reading some comments from one of my subscribers who is white, and we're going to dissect this a bit. So this person commented under my channel and said, serious question. I had subscribed to you because I love your babies, especially Lissy. Plus, you can be funny and make me laugh. I'm white, and believe it or not, I'm not prejudiced. I have two biracial sisters and a cousin. I love them dearly. It seems like you and some of your subs just plain hate white people. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to apologize. I treat people how they treat me, no matter their skin color. I was really looking forward to hanging out here, getting to know more about you and your subs. I still like you a lot, and I guess I was just disappointed. Like I said, though, I'll be the first to apologize if I'm wrong. Nothing but love coming from me. That's all. Now, we're going to get into my response first, and then we'll talk more about this in depth. I replied to this person and I said, plenty of men love their mothers and sisters dearly, but still manage to be misogynistic. How does you having a biracial sister or cousin, not even black, mind you, at all mean that you can't still be racist against black people? If me or any of my subs plainly hate white people, we have every right to. That's like trying to shame a Jew for hating Nazis. You cannot be an ally to black people until you acknowledge what we have been and continue to be put through by white people and the fact that we are totally valid in not wanting to be buddy-buddy with y'all. As long as you pretend that you're the victim and that black people owe you friendship after what we've been through, you aren't an ally at all. No amount of loving Lissy or thinking I'm funny is going to change that. Imagine how disappointed I am in you for managing to make yourself the victim in this system of white supremacy instead of acknowledging the harshness of what black people go through and being okay with the fact that we ain't got to shuck and jive or smile about it to avoid hurting your feelings. In this system of white supremacy, I'm trying to survive. I don't really care if your feelings are hurt. You know good and well, hold up, because I just switched screenshots. You know good and well what my people still go through at the hands of yours, so how dare you? How dare you come up under my channel acting like you have been wronged? How dare you come to my channel instead of the channels of your people and police how I express my frustration instead of telling them to stop being the reason I'm frustrated? How dare you? If you are ready to have some introspection, then welcome to my channel. I hope something I say resonates with you. If you are not ready for that, then this just isn't the place for you. Finally, this person replies, and this is the last reply because I was like, well, clearly I'm talking to a brick wall at this point, right? This person says, I brought my sisters and cousin up because if I'm like you say I am, wouldn't stand to reason I'd hate them too. You don't know me at all. I haven't personally done anything to you or your subs. Like I said before, y'all hating people because of the color of their skin sounds a little hypocritical to me. Carry on with hate in your heart. I like to smile, laugh, and enjoy life. So in the words of Nene Leakes, I'm going to give you and your subs this right here for the rest of eternity. Okay, so let's discuss this. Let's actually get into this. First of all, let's get on the fact that this person mentioned that he or she has biracial cousins and sisters, right? Now, first of all, biracials are not black, but you know what? We're not even going to get into all of the intricacies right now. Well, I don't think that's very intricate, but y'all get my point, right? Let's pretend that they were black. Something I've spoken about before in the context of dating is that a lot of people think that if a white person dates you or has sex with you as a black person, that must mean that they're not racist anymore. And I remember years ago when I was new on YouTube, right? This was back in like 2021 maybe. A white man commented under one of my videos and he called me a jogger. For those of you all who don't know, jogger is something that white people call us in place of the N-word. Because online, most online platforms are going to flag the N-word with a hard R. It recognizes it as a slur and will flag it. It won't let you post that comment, right? So white people and non-black people, period, have taken to calling black people things like joggers and other stuff, right? With the case of Jogger, they're making fun of Ahmaud Arbery's murder. He was murdered by two racist white men while he was going for a jog. So this white man came to my channel and he called me a jogger. Now, one thing about me, I cannot be troll. Like, baby, I'm the original YouTube troll. You better ask about me out here, okay? So I replied to this white man. I said, shit, my big ass need to go for a jog. I need to lose some weight, right? And would you believe that this man said to me, no, don't say that. I'm racist and even I can see that you're beautiful. I was like, yo, what? Like, huh? But that was an eye-opening encounter for me, because even he can acknowledge that as racist as he is, he just came to my YouTube channel and called me the N-word with a hard R effectively. As racist as he is, he can still look at me and acknowledge that I'm attractive, right? So how in any way does somebody dating black people or having kids with black people mean that they're not racist? And I brought that up because this person said, again, oh, I have, like biracial sisters and cousins and so and so and so. Okay, how does you having those people mean that you're not racist? Like, that doesn't cancel out any potential for racism. Like I said, there are men who are misogynistic, but they love their mothers, they love their sisters, but they'll still oppress women. How the heck does you having a biracial sister, a cousin, or whatever mean that you cannot still be racist? Like, what are we talking about here, right? My point is, you all are always trying to use your personal relationships with black people as a way to say, oh yeah, I can't possibly be racist because, look at this person I'm married to, or look at, whatever, right? But that doesn't cancel the racism out. Now, let me make another comparison. I am cisgender and heterosexual. I am not LGBTQ at all in any capacity. But I go so hard for the queer community that a lot of people think I'm gay. Like, a lot of people think I'm gay. People be shocked when I say, oh, yeah, like I was dating some guy and they're like, I thought you were a lesbian. Like, no, right? But my point is this. As somebody who is cisgender and heterosexual, I am never offended when the LGBTQ community says, oh, like, I hate straight people or whatever, right? I'm never offended by that because, look at what straight people do to LGBTQ people by and large. Like, come on now. We see people who are scared to come out the closet because they will be shamed and stigmatized and potentially beat up or killed or whatever, right? Look at what they go through. Look at what they go through at the hands of straight people. So if they say, oh, I hate straight people, shit, like, I'm not mad at you, right? And even though I am not one of the straight people who does that to them, I recognize that by and large, straight people do. And this is the other thing, right? Oh, and I'm gonna get back to white people, right? Well, let me make my comparison, right? This is the other thing. As a straight person, a lot of times when I'm around other straight people, right? People say very homophobic and negative comments about LGBTQ people. Like, those conversations do happen, right? As a straight person, I know exactly what happens around straight people. I know exactly how straight people in general feel about gay people, because this is the reality. Whenever those conversations get brought up, I'm usually the only person who's like, I don't really agree with that, right? By and large, straight people go with it. I know exactly how much hatred there is for gay people in the straight community, right? So as a white person, right? Okay, because I'm back to you now. As a white person, you know exactly how much hatred there is for black people in the white community, but you still came to my channel and attempted to paint yourself as the victim. So can we really, really pretend that you had any good intentions here? That'd be my biggest issue with y'all playing dumb. That'd be my biggest issue, because as a white person, you see a side of white supremacy that I'll never see as a black person. You get to hear white people's unfiltered thoughts when it's just y'all around. You know exactly the type of conversations that white people are having about black people when there's nobody else around. But you still have the audacity to come to my YouTube channel and paint yourself as the victim. Like imagine, wait a second, imagine, because I love a good comparison, right? Let's say there are two families feuding, right? And let's say the feud started, it's not even a feud, right? It's really just one family torturing the other family. And of course, the family who's getting abused says, you know what, we don't like the Johnsons because they're always beating us up and stealing our stuff and so and so and so. And you as a Johnson, you have the audacity to say, oh, well, you're judging me because of my last name, so and so and so, yada yada yada. I'm really the victim here. How are you the victim in all of this? I'm so confused. You're disingenuous, and this is the issue with the white victimhood complex. Well, you're judging me by the color of my skin because you as a black person, you're saying you may be a little weary of white people or something, and I haven't done anything to you personally, right? But you, again, you know the conversations that are had behind closed doors. I can't even imagine. Yet still, you will come and you'll pretend that black people are victimizing you. You know good and well behind closed doors, white folks probably talking about lynching us. Oh, yeah, the South will rise again. Ain't can doodle dandy. You know what I'm saying? You know the type of shit that y'all are talking about behind closed doors, right? But you'll sit here and gaslight a black person who says, like, I feel a little weary around you, and maybe you are one of the good ones, but realistically, I don't have the luxury of going into the motherfucking lion's den and saying, maybe that lion won't eat me. Like, this is what I'm going to say straight up. Whatever black people feel about you is totally valid, okay? If a black person feels weary about you, but they're still open to getting to know you and potentially being your friend, okay. If a black person straight up hates you, okay, whatever they feel about you, again, is totally valid. You don't get to police anybody's response to your people's torture. How about you go tell your people to stop torturing black people instead of telling black people, well, yeah, my folks is torturing you, but you need to respond to it more positively because you're hurting my feeble feelings. Like, I'm going to finish with this one thought, right? Now, I used to get on YouTube and say that I hated white people, right? And I had every right, okay? But I don't say that anymore. And let me tell you why. Because my feeling hasn't changed, but I feel like the word used to describe the feeling needs to change, right? Let me explain what I mean by that. Different languages have different words to describe different things. Like, if you study a culture that's evolved in a very snowy area, they might have 20 words to describe snow. One word might mean like snow that is not sticking. One word might mean, oh yeah, it's snowing and it's sticking. One word might mean, oh, it's just like flurries. One word might mean, my point is though, they got 20 different words to describe snow. We only have one. Now, let's get on to the topic of the word love. We have this one word, love, to describe a multitude of feelings, right? You say you love your parents. You say you love your kids. You say you love your significant other. You say you love your friends, right? This one word, love, is being used to describe all of these different feelings, but these feelings are very different, right? These are very different feelings. Think of the love between a husband and a wife versus the love between a parent and a child. Those are very different feelings, but we use this one word, love, to describe them both. And it kind of does the feelings an injustice because it ends up not really like describing them well at all because it's all going under this very vague general umbrella. And the same thing happens with the word hate. When a white person says they hate black people, that's a threat, okay? If a white person says they hate black people, they might very well put on they hood and ride out the night. Let's go kill some niggers, y'all. Like, that's a very real threat of violence, okay? When a black person says they hate white people, though, it's not the same. Ain't nobody putting on no hoods to ride out in the night. Let's kill some crackers. Like, that's not a thing, right? These are very different feelings, both being described as hatred, right? Like, the way that I summed it up when I initially spoke about this in a video years ago now, I said white people hate black people for existing, while black people hate white people for making us feel like we cannot exist. This is why I no longer say that I hate white people. Because when I say I hate white people, and this is true of most black people, I know y'all gonna be in the comments trying to prove a point, right? I get that. But when most black people say we hate white people, we're not saying like, oh yeah, like let's go kill some crackers. We're mostly just exasperated. Like, y'all are exhausting. Y'all really are. This system of white supremacy, it definitely takes a toll on you. Absolutely, okay? That is why I no longer use the word hatred when describing what I feel about white people. Because white people use that word as a way to position themselves as the victim. Because they're pretending that black hatred for white people is equivalent to white hatred for black people, because they know exactly what they mean when they hear a white person say they hate black people. They know what that means, right? So they're pretending that when a black person says that they hate white people, it's the same thing. And honestly, I feel like they're telling on themselves with that. I feel like you trying to sit here and make yourself the victim, but you low-key telling on yourself. Because again, you know what it means when a white person says that they hate black people, right? And that's why you're so shook when a black person says that they hate white people, because you like, oh shit, you feeling that about me? Like, you telling on yourself on the highest of keys.